Record on that bitch.
Hey.
Alright.
What is up, you guys? My name is Ari.
My name is Lurv.
I'm SAGAWOLF.
I'm GringoLoco. And we are
the Musical Chairs.
So, this is going to be our first installment of Musical Chairs. This is our new project. We're going to be doing podcasts, songs, you name it, different types of videos. So let's get started. My name is Arturo. I go by Ari. I've been in music for, I'd say, good 8 years now. I started off with a piano. I was interested in like classic rock and stuff like that. So, you know, I would learn different types of songs and I'd be fascinated by them and I'd be like, oh, let me learn them on the piano. And from there, I started getting like an ear for, you know, recording, and my stuff is analog gear and, you know, all the stuff that they did back in the day. So slowly my interest became, you know, recording and how to get different types of sounds. But yeah, that's me. What about you, Luis?
Well, my name is Luis, guys. I'm Lurv. I'm been making music for the past 6-7 years. Everything started back when I was 15, 16 years old. I just wanted to start producing and decided to go into like audio technology career, you know. And my main instrument will be guitar, will be percussion a little bit, and I'm mostly into genres like pop, Latin pop, and other stuff like rock and stuff, you know. How about you, Vin?
My name is Vinny. I go by SAGAWOLF. I started music when I was 7 years old, so I started really just doing mainly like live music and like live performances. And then I'd say like maybe like 7 or 8 years ago is when I got into like actual production and producing and making beats. And then, you know, I came here and I met you guys, and now we have, you know, now we got so much more under the belt. We can mix, we can engineer, we can do all these other things. So, yeah, I'm just excited to keep making music.
Well, my name's Julian. My voice.
You good?
My name's Julian.
AKA GringoLoco. And a little bit about myself. I probably got interested in music since I was like 12 years old. I try to make my own beats and instrumentals. I gave up the dream in high school because I thought I was like ass. And then I went to
like everyone of us.
That's how you begin.
Yeah.
Like that, you know? Yeah, but it was like kind of depressing.
I mean, if you really think about it, when everybody starts, like legit, all of our beginning stuff was probably sucked. Like it was probably bad. Like, you know, that's what it probably was.
Yeah,
but
like when I started, bro, I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing.
I mean,
then when you start,
that's
you're like, yo, this is high. Like this.
Yeah,
is
that's one thing. But then the next thing you know, then you show it to your friends, and then they're literally roasting you for how bad it is.
Yeah.
Like so.
But anyway, continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I ended up moving to Colombia. I learned music production over there at an institution called Audio. And from there, I developed and I had more of understanding what it means to make music, to be part of this industry of audio in general.
Yeah.
And now 2 years ago, I would say, yeah, like a year and a half ago, I moved back from Colombia to the States again. And you know, I'm into hip hop. I love Latin music as well. I'm into like reggaeton and dance hall, which is, you know, it kind of mixes at times. And besides that, man, I feel like I'm very diverse in the sense of my personality and musically wise. I try to go from a little bit of reggae to rock and yeah, you know, I feel I can record, engineer, mix, basic master, produce, make instrumentals. Now we're getting into more podcasting, so I feel for all of us, you know, this is what I love about the space is that creatively we can all branch out in different ways, not just within music or audio, but
through other creative outlets. So.
Yeah.
And what I like is that since we all kind of met throughout the same program, throughout the same classes and stuff, is that we all are skilled in basically the same thing. So if we all understand each other basically. Like if we're recording something, we know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also too, like
We help each other
we're also very different. So like we complement each other extremely well.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
Lewis is real good, like sick on the guitars. So we already know that guitars is his thing. You know, Julian, probably our best engineer. You
Yeah,
know,
really good
easily best engineer. So you know he's running the board, and I mean. Arturo, you be doing damn near everything, so I don't know. Arturo's like a Swiss Army knife. You just what you want, just pull it out. Just
you want piano?
boom,
Yeah,
yeah, like,
piano.
it's all
you
good,
want,
you know.
You want recording? He's recording.
Also,
You know-
You got I got tricks up my sleeve. You know?
yeah.
Also, Vinny, I'd say that overall you're very well-rounded producer in the sense that I've
appreciate you.
noticed that you have an ear for things that sometimes maybe I don't even take in consideration when I'm like making music, and you're like, yo, this chord, it's there's a little bit of a clash in certain notes, maybe try this. And so I feel like you have that you play I know you play the tabla in live music and everything, so I feel like that probably influences a lot in your decision making.
But that, I mean, exactly, right? So that goes back to what I'm saying, like, we make a great team.
Yeah.
we
So,
complement each other.
You know, and be on the lookout. We got songs coming, we got beats coming, we got all types of stuff coming out. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one.
Stay tuned to hit the notify.
Yeah, you know, subscribe, comment, notification bell, all that stuff.
Share it with your friends.
Share it with your friend, yeah. So I guess we can get on to the next thing, which is like our passion for music. Like, where did that start?
Right. All right. So I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
My passion for music, I guess, it was there since an early age. I mean, I was born in Puerto Rico, and over there, you know, we got salsa, we got a lot of music. I mean, whenever my grandparents would take me to church, you know, there would be a lot of music playing there too, whether it's like vocal type stuff, or you know, they'll have like a backup band playing acoustic guitars and stuff like that. So from an early age, I was kind of like interested in sounds and stuff like that, as well as electronics too. When I was young, after I moved to Florida from Puerto Rico, I got a keyboard as a gift, and I would just spend so much time just tinkering around, like figuring out different sounds and stuff like that. But I think the real thing came when my stepdad, he used to have like a CD of a DVD of Queen, one of their concerts, and he would always play it as like background music for
Virginia,
bro. It's old as fuck. I miss it though. But yeah, no, he would always play like this concert of Queen whenever we had like parties and stuff, and it would kind of be like background music. But I would be the only one who, like, I had nothing to do, so I just sit there and kind of watch, and I'd be kind of like amazed by how 4 people can come up with like such great stage performances and stuff like that. I was like, why don't I get into music? Like, they just made it seem so fun, but at the same time it was kind of like serious and such a big sound. So I started doing my research kind of like when I was a teenager, like, oh, you know, who's Queen? What type of music did they do? Like, how did they record their stuff? Then I realized that, you know, there's so much that goes into actually recording a song, like, you know, the idea. So eventually I kind of, you know, started really getting into how to multi-track and how to record different things. Because Queen was really big for, you know, multi-tracking their harmonies, multi-tracking guitars and stuff like that. So I started doing research on, like, the production aspect. You got a notification?
Yo, turn off your fucking notification.
Turn that shit off, bro.
You keep talking. You keep talking.
Leave it up to Lewis, dog. You know. Just...
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's kind of the same as Archer. Like, I grew up with like a bunch of music around me. Like, my family was always like playing, you know, like that Latino music, like salsa, merengue, bachata, like all that shit. And it's like, growing up in that environment, it just like kind of like what would you say kind of made me realize which way I wanted to go, kind of influenced me towards that. And also I grow up with like musicians around me, like my uncle, he's a guitarist. Like, that's one of the main influences for me for like playing guitar. And also when I was like a little kid, I didn't really got into instruments until I got to like fifth grade, fourth grade, where they start putting me like bands, and then I will play like percussion in the band and all that. And that's when I really started like thinking, oh, like music is like something I really like, you know. And also like once I moved here, like back from Venezuela, like back here, I had like this friend who was like getting into DJing and all that stuff, and like the moment he showed me he was making music and stuff, like I was like, yo, can you show me like how you make this? No, it was like some kid that I knew back in Venezuela.
Oh, okay.
And like he showed me how to make some stuff. He showed me the things that he was doing, all that, and like that also influenced me. Because at the beginning I was gonna be like a manager. That's what I wanted to do, and I want
Manager or what?
like a music manager, you know.
Oh,
yeah, like artists, yeah, like manage artists and stuff. But then
if you didn't have music, what would you like?
I probably would have been a graphic designer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going towards it before graduating. And then I decided, no, I want to do music, you know, because my friend showed me, and I was like, bro, I want to do that shit. He showed me, Vinny's going to hate me for this, but he showed me Florida, like Clyman said, Florida Studio, but FL Studio.
Florida Studio.
That's what Clyman
Fruity
says.
Poops.
That's one of our professors.
Fruity Poops.
That man goes, Florida Studio. I'm like, bro, really?
Florida Studio.
He's like, Pro Tools, Logic Pro, Florida Studio. I'm like, bro. But yeah, so he showed me FL Studio, Fruity Loops, and I was like, yo, I want to do that shit. And that's when I realized, like, bro, music is my shit, you know.
Did you feel like it was like easy for you to do? Do you feel like that was or like you saw yourself like not easy, but you saw like, oh, I can do this, you know, like this is something that
like at the beginning I was like, bro, like how these people make this shit, like I don't understand this. But then as I started looking like into like music theory, all that stuff, and then as we got into BC, you know, like into college and stuff, I was like,
it started all clicking.
Yeah, like my mixing, my creativity, all these started like clicking in, you know.
I think it's like what you said earlier, where now that we're in these classes, it's kind of like you start revisiting your earlier work, and it's just like, man, that sounds like shit. Like, that sounds like ass. So
yeah,
you
like
realize like how far you've come.
I sometimes compare like my first song ever with like my newest song, and I'm like, bro.
I wish I still had my first sessions. I remember I had it on an old HP laptop. It was like fucking. It was supposedly like it had like this like Beats by Dre. I don't know, fucking collaboration, but this shit was ass. Like I swear, like I could barely run like any session on there, And what I remember, though, my point is with that I wish I had all those beats that I first made on that laptop, because nowadays I kind of want to look back, but I ended up I reset everything and I just ended up giving it away. So
speaking of which, I don't mean to get sidetracked, but I just kind of want to ask you guys, what was your first DAW?
Ableton.
Cubase.
Mine was FL.
No, my bad.
Audacity.
My first DAW was
also
Audacity.
as well.
Well, I mean, if we're getting
Audacity.
technical, back in high school, the first DAW I ever used was GarageBand.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about like the first one that I have at home and that I started making music, Ableton.
Oh, Cubase.
Sure.
Cubase. Bro, when I started with Audacity, that's when I started like really thinking about singing. Bro, I will record the worst shit ever, like with like, you know, like the microphones from the headphones. I would just grab that shit and like
he probably
start singing.
He was probably at the age where he sounded like you like 5 minutes ago, where his voice was breaking his shit. Like he's just like,
bro.
Yeah, baby. Like no,
going through puberty.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wait, look. I wanted to mention that I remember. I think I used Audacity at first because I was like downloading all these like beats on YouTube.
Bro, that's what I used to do.
And then I'll download them on YouTube. I'll put it on Audacity. And since I didn't have FL at the time, I would record with the USB microphone. And like this cheap ass
FL.
this USB microphone. And then yeah, bro, we were making bangers back in the day with that.
but to go back, because I think it's just me and you left, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'll be real quick. So my passion for music started when I was